Hey folks, Pat here from DNS, and this Madison area fishing report is current as of Friday, April 4th. Well, happy Friday, everyone. We made it through another week, and we've got a lot of stuff to talk about, so we'll just get right into it. Southern Wisconsin Trout Unlimited is an awesome group I've been a part of and very involved with for a long time. They're having their first stream workday of the season tomorrow, Saturday, April 5th. That's going to be at the Durst property. It's just south of this is Verona here. You can see just off 69. Take 69 south. Take a right on Riverside Road. You'll see cars and stuff parked there if you want to join in. They'll be there from 9 to noon tomorrow. Cleaning up the stream, mostly just cutting light brush. They're getting ready for another work day that they have scheduled where they're going to be cutting down some bigger stuff later on. So yeah, it's a great way to get involved with a great group. This is how I got involved with Trout Unlimited, and later went on to sit on the board for many years, and I'm still very involved with the club. So check it out. You could learn about some new trout water, hang out with some people that maybe know more about trout fishing than you, and help out a good cause. Another good cause is the Casting for Kids group. They are having their event May 17th. Of course, you can sign up at castingforkids.org if you want to participate in the event, but they are looking for guides, is why I'm mentioning it. Now, you don't have to be the Noah Humfelds and the Brian Zupkes of the world to guide. They just need somebody that has a boat and can take a couple people out on the water. So if you're interested in that, casting the number 4kids.org, go on the contact us tab here and let them know you want to be a guide. Sad news last night. Heard that a boat capsized down the Wisconsin River. This is up at the Wisconsin Dells, I believe, right at the dam. Looked like 3 anglers were in the boat. One made it to shore, and the other 2 are still unaccounted for. They had to cancel the search because of high water. And we're going to be talking about high water, in this report quite a bit because it's river season, and you got to watch that stuff. Certainly, my condolences go out to anybody that's affected by this. It's really a sad situation, and unfortunately, it happens all too often. The best thing you can do to arm yourself against something like this is to know before you go. And so, I had mentioned the USGS sites last night, or I mean last week. The Wisconsin River near the Dells, you can see just on Wednesday it was at 35,000 CFS. And they dropped it down, I think, for the rescue here and stuff. But the river at Muscadet is running at 34,000. We got the Mississippi River is not at flood stage yet, but it is running high. So, the best thing you can do is arm yourself and know like what you're looking at when you're headed out. And we'll get into a little bit of shop news here. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a picture of me with a giant walleye. I was out yesterday with Noah Humfeld on the Bay of Green Bay. If you can tell by the look of my face, it was miserable. We had a gale force wind warning, and the conditions sucked, but we got some nice fish. So if you want to get into it, contact Noah, MadisonAngling.com. He'll get you on them. We were using hair jigs like these Jig Lab lure jigs here, just a hair jig, no bait or anything, and yeah, the walleyes were grabbing them. But we got walleye flies, all kinds of stuff for folks getting out. Line winding. If you need some line put on your spool, get it done before opening day. That's always really hectic, and there's nothing worse than somebody coming in with a bag of reels they need lined up, and then they expect us to get it done right away. It's just not going to happen. And I guess speaking of that, if you do have more than 2 spools, consider dropping them off because it could be a wait depending on how busy we are. But otherwise, yeah, we're getting all our spring stuff out. I talked about a lot of this stuff last week. We did get a bunch of Z-Man stuff in, so we got a little display here. Harley did a great job setting this up. Pretty much all the same stuff. We got the Gobiuses, which were very popular last year, so we got a restock on them. And then these new ones, the Shadtron LT. You can see it's a hyper realistic looking soft bait. It's just a single hook line through hook. But it's made of the Z-Man plastic, so it's probably going to last way longer than all of your traditional plastics. So come in and check those out. We're happy to be carrying them. I wanted to let you know about our spring seminar series is kicking off this coming Thursday, so April 10th. Craig Amacher is going to be his Northside guy, born and raised. He's going to be talking about fly fishing, driftless trout streams. He's been a guide, over 20 years, probably 25 years, maybe, yeah, 25 years. And he knows the driftless area, especially the lower driftless, like very few people do. So I'm happy to have him come in, and he's going to be giving a presentation on the 10th, 7 o'clock here at the shop. That's this coming Thursday. Then we got Noah Humfeld the following week, April 17th, talking about walleye wizardry. And then the 24th, Jalen Riddle, he spoke at the fishing expo, and he's going to be talking about kayak fishing the Madison chain, which should be very interesting. I know I've had a lot of folks asking about that. Speaking of Noah Humfeld, the week after all our seminars are done, that weekend, Saturday, April 26th, he's going to be talking about he's going to be hosting a small boat salmon school here. So this is a $50 cost at the door. But people are signing up for it, so if you want to get in, swing by the shop. We got a sign up page here, and you can get signed up. And it also will be very interesting if you have a boat and you want to use it on the big lakes. He can teach you how, because he's got everything dialed in out there. I think that pretty much does it as far as that goes. Let's talk fishing. So before we get started there, I do want to remind folks that the game fish season is currently closed on all inland waters, so no fishing for walleye, pike, muskie, stuff like that until May 3rd. Not all is lost, though. You can still fish for bass on inland lakes, but all those fish must be immediately released until the 3rd. And of course, panfish is open year-round. You can keep walleye and pike on most rivers and flowages. I'll be talking about that a lot in this report. And don't forget, early season trout is still open. That's only artificial lures that can be used, and you got to release all the fish you catch, but it really is a great time to get out and explore some of the great trout water we have in the area. Weather-wise, last week, it was cool and rainy, pretty seasonal temps all week, but with a lot of wind. The weekend looks nice with temps around 50 degrees and dry. Cool Monday, but then gradually warming into the 60s as we go through next week. So some great opportunities to get out and do some fishing. I guess as far as piers go, as far as updates, the county had updated their page. Where was that? Oh yeah, here. So and then they have a thing that says find pier installation dates on the boating information section. So you click on this link, and apparently Babcock is in. All other lake access sites are going to be in by April 25th. It doesn't say when they are in. And the Tenney Locks open on the 25th. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And but I don't think any city piers are in, other than I think they leave one in at Marshall year round. I know Olbrich has one in, and somebody told me Spring Harbor's in year round too, although I'm not positive about that. But anyway, hopefully they get the piers in soon. As far as fishing goes around town, with game fish season closed on inland waters, most of the traffic that comes through the shop is either panfish or bass anglers or fly fishing folks, or whatever. But they're not. The walleye and sauger bite has been good up on the rivers where a lot of folks are headed. If you are fishing the lakes around town, most fish are up shallow, enjoying the warmer water that warms up first. And yeah, like I said, catch and release season for trout is open, and folks have been doing well. A little more detail here up on Cherokee. Folks have been getting some panfish up there. It's been kind of slow. If you can launch a kayak at the school road launch, you can get up in here, a canoe. And I've been hearing about some good bass action. Panfish are up shallow, though, and they've been getting some crappies and some decent gills. Same thing down here at the 113 bridge. Catfish aren't in there yet, but that's going to be changing here mid-April-ish or so. They'll start moving in. But they are getting some good panfish down there. And, the occasional random walleye, bass, or pike, which all have to be released if you catch them on accident. As far as Lake Mendota goes, not a lot to talk about there. I have heard about some panfish action in shallow areas, so like University Bay, North Bay, the little inlets like Marshall Park and Spring Harbor. Spring Harbor are good. So yeah, if you want, I haven't heard anything about bass, but I'm sure there's folks catching bass. Reminder that the Tenney Park, or the Yahara River below Tenney Park down to about the tennis courts here, is closed as a fish refuge. And that will open May 3rd. I think that's season opener, yeah. And Lake Monona, kind of the same deal there. I haven't talked to a lot of people fishing out there for much except for panfish, and they are getting panfish in areas. Of course, Monona Bay always has panfish, and they've been getting gills during the day, crappies at night on the tracks down there, and from shore in the triangles. Otherwise, over here to Winnequa, the lagoons over there, usually it's shiners that move in there first, and I've heard about some shiners being caught, some small bluegills too. I think crappies should be moving in there, and then some bluegills, and that action can be good. Otherwise, Weechubbuck, formerly known as Squaw Bay, down here is also got some panfish, as does Turville Bay. I haven't heard much off Lake Wingara. A lot of tiny bluegills in there. Some good bass, some giant bass actually. So get in on that early bass action. They do have the area below the Wingara Dam down to Arboretum Drive here closed as a fish refuge. And I did hear this week that the muskies are in there. So if you want to go check that out, that is a super fun thing to see some really impressive fish trying to jump over a dam. Otherwise, yeah, let's see. Oh, launches down here at Lattice Park. I heard there's a launch in there too. I forgot to mention that at the top, but If you can get in at Lotus, you can get over here to Upper Mud, and they've been getting some good panfish action over there. I haven't heard specifically anything about largemouth bass, but that's always a good early spring deal over there. Otherwise, I haven't heard a lot off Lake Wabisa. The north end and the south end are the shallowest water, so that's likely where you're going to find your fish. Like I said at the top, the Babcock launch is open. The area below Babcock is closed as a fish refuge, and the area below Upper Mud down here on this weird corner above Drierson Road is also closed as a fish refuge. Lake Higanza, also haven't heard any reports other than some fish up at fish camp, some panfish, and that was really only from one person. But otherwise, yeah, it's a great shallow water spot. Got the river flowing in there, and it can be great. Rock River is running high right now. All the rivers are running high. I should say most rivers are running high. But the Indian Ford Dam, they have been getting some walleyes there. They've been getting fish. I heard a little bit in the Black Hawk Island area up here, but also more so in the river up to Fort Atkinson. Some good action to be had there in some of these corners. And then Jefferson Dam as well has been producing some nice walleyes. And when I'm talking about walleyes in the river, walleye fatheads, we got small suckers, blacktail chubs are all a great idea. Otherwise, folks are pulling walleye flies, especially down here at the Jefferson Dam. That's a pretty big deal down there, and folks do very well with walleye flies. But crankbaits, twister tails, anything you toss at them, there's fish backed up there. And I have heard the females are starting to show up in greater numbers there, and they'll probably be spawning soon. I guess I'm not sure on water temps down there, but let's see other spots around the area. I haven't heard anything off Devil's Lake. The Wisconsin River, like I said, is high. Over 30,000 cubic feet per second is raging, so might want to avoid that for a little bit, but she's bound to come down sooner or later. Otherwise, they have been getting fish up at the Prairie du Sac Dam, and I had heard about some nicer females starting to show up. Lake Wisconsin, a lot of your shallow bays have been producing fish. Moon Valley, all these shallow bays where, again, the water warms up first, and that's what the fish enjoy. The perch bite out there has been a little puzzling. I know a lot of people have been hoping they would turn on like they were last year. I know Oki was hot. The fingers were hot. The grade was really hot for perch, and they haven't shown up there yet. And some folks were saying that they got to be spawned out by now. So I don't know. I don't know where they went to spawn this year or what the deal is there, but maybe they'll show up. And if they do, I'll try to let you know. But otherwise, you got the rest of the river. Everything's high. We want to avoid the Wisconsin Dells Dam area for a little bit, probably. And same thing, Castle Rock, Petenwell. All those dams, water is high. You can see it says flood warning right here on the Google Maps. Mississippi River also running high right now. Not at flood stage, like I said, but it has made the perch difficult for some folks that have been heading over there, from what I hear. And otherwise, over to Milwaukee, the steelhead run is happening. I got some photos here of Harley, who's been going over there and doing great. He's been having some great days fishing the Milwaukee area tribs, and that bite should remain here at least for another week or two. I think it depends more on water temp than anything, and as long as temps stay cool, those fish should remain in the river, and they are spawning. I've been over there several times. I don't do anywhere near as well as Harley, but I saw fish on reds, and that goes for the same. It's the same way all the way from Kenosha all the way up the East Coast. All the way up. I got a buddy who was fishing up in Sheboygan and getting fish. So they're in, and get over there and check that out. We do have a whole bunch of salmon or steelhead equipment here. We got beads, we got spawn sacks, we got bobbers or floats. I guess they're called. There's bobbers, but that's a great way to fish for those fish. And of course, crankbaits, spinnerbaits, and stuff like that are also super effective. And so if you're not headed over to the Milwaukee area, there's a lot of fantastic trout fishing to be had right here in the Madison area. And of course, the inland catch and release trout season is open, but you can only use artificial lures right now, and all fish caught need to be immediately released. But it is a great time to get out and explore some trout water. On the spinning gear side of things, suspending or sinking jerk baits like Rapala Husky Jerk or Countdown always work. Crappie-sized tube jigs are great, work slowly through deeper runs and pools. And although, now that stream temps are stabilized, a little bit more, you can start running Panther Martins, which are really hard to beat as far as trout go. On the fly side of things, lots of good options out there. Pink squirrels are still really hard to beat, especially if it's chilly. Otherwise, small nymphs or woolly buggers. I guess we'll just kind of segue that into our Happy Fly Day feature here. So, yeah, pink squirrels, all you need. Woolly buggers with little nymphs behind them, also good. On the dry fly side of things, stoneflies are going to be done, but these caddis patterns that I've been talking about that work as stoneflies also work as caddis patterns, which should be coming off. Midges are still coming off. They come off all the time, so it's always a good idea to have some midge patterns in your box. Blue-winged olives, I've been hearing about some good hatches out there. So, and both on the caddis and the blue-winged olive side of things, a lot of these flies this time of year are coming off, and they're on the darker side. So have some darker colors in your box to match the hatch there. But I guess that pretty much does it for the report. I do want to thank you for tuning in, and feel free to call the shop at 241-4225 if you want us to expand on anything. Feel free to leave, comments on things, reports, anything you're seeing out there. Let us know what you're catching out there. Pics are great. And yeah, I guess we will talk to you next week. Good luck out there. Thanks for tuning in.